In this video, I will talk about the performance of a Jeep on this road trip to Leh. For those who may not know, we travelled in Jeep Meridian limited optional 4x4 powered by the tried and tested Fiat-sourced 2-liter multi-jet diesel engine producing 170 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque, mated to a 9-speed torque converter automatic transmission. For this transmission, one should look at the second gear as the default first gear, while the first gear is actually reserved for the 4x4 low setting. I will not go into much technical details because I am not the expert nor am I the auto journalist who will give you a perfect ownership review of Jeep. In this part, I will be simply sharing my experience with this SUV on this magnificent road trip. In the beginning, let me show you the luggage space with all the second and third row of seats folded down. The cargo capacity is enough for a 2 weeks travel with 4 passengers. Meridian is a big SUV with excellent road presence. No doubt it acted as a head turner wherever we went on this road trip. The interior of Meridian is plusher than that of Compass, although the layout is similar. The space is a bit wider, and there is more generous use of soft touch materials on the center console. The instrument cluster of my Jeep is all digital. The display is glitch-free, crisp and informative. I can customize the information I want to see on the go. On the highways, with a cruising speed set at 70 to 80 km per hour, I could extract a mileage of more than 20 km per liter. The average we achieved on this highway was around 17 km per liter. The ride comfort in Meridian is supreme. We could drive all the night non-stop without any issue. The seat cushioning is a bit harder, but it is not that bad. A 3 to 4 hours non-stop ride didn't give us any backache. The best part of modern day SUVs is the panoramic sunroof that makes the cabin bright. From Raipur to Chandigarh, only 2 of us were travelling in the car, so we kept all the second and third row seats folded, creating a flat bed. After Chandigarh, as my better half and my daughter joined, the second row seats were pulled up. Then also the luggages were comfortably accommodated in the standard luggage space. The LED headlight system in Meridian is extremely efficient. With the high beam, I can clearly see what's ahead till at least 200 to 300 meters ahead. As a result, highway cruising at night at 85 km per hour speed can be done with enough confidence. The SUV is extremely stable at high speeds on the highways. The highway terrain Bridgestone tires also provide excellent grip. As the ride quality in Meridian is great, we had to take minimal breaks, that too only for going to washrooms or for tea, coffee or food. We literally did a non-stop sprint from Raipur to Chandigarh, a distance of nearly 1500 kilometers. On the way, we also spent a night at a fuel station, taking a power nap with the front seats reclined and the sunroof shade opened. A power nap under a starry night sky was all that we could ask for. We were at the end of Raipur to Chandigarh sprint, and the fuel efficiency improved so much that we were getting a range of more than 1000 km with a full 60-liter diesel tank. As we were proceeding on our journey, our clean Meridian was gradually putting on dust. The color shade of my Jeep is techno-metallic green, which gives it an elegant look when it is clean, and a macho look when it is all dirty. We will see that as we further proceed with this video. We were now starting to climb the mountain roads. The power of this engine let this Jeep climb up the mountains effortlessly. Meridian may be a decent family SUV, but when required, it will be of great service even at the worst roads or even no roads at all. The Select Terrain 4x4 system, the 235mm section tires and high ground clearance of 218mm makes this a capable hardcore off-roader. The only limitation of Meridian may be the smaller approach angle when compared to other hardcore off-roaders like Thar, Fortuner, Wrangler or Defenders. We scraped the chin once or twice on this whole road trip, nothing major though. Jeep recommends to keep the Select Terrain system in auto mode, where it acts as a full-time 4-wheel drive system at low speeds and it adapts to the terrains automatically. The other modes are snow, sand and mud with option of 4-wheel lock and 4-wheel low for extremely difficult situations like snow, mud, sand or slush. However, in the whole trip, I never had to select these options. The SUV behaved confidently in the auto mode and didn't even break a sweat. Ground clearance was also excellent. Never on this road trip did it scrape its underbelly. Obviously, I had to drive carefully. Otherwise, anything could have happened given the kind of terrain we had to pass through. The all-round visibility and the 360-degree camera were added bonus on these difficult terrains. Meridian is a diesel SUV. In Jispa, where it was near freezing at night, I had to cold start the car for some time. It was not a major issue though. As I said, this SUV was a head-turner wherever it went. From a distance, it even looks like a baby Grand Cherokee. This diesel engine is not very smooth. It's rugged, rough, with lots of grunt. Engine noise creeps inside the cabin too, especially when revving uphill beyond 2000 RPM. This is however not a very bad or unpleasant thing for a diesel lover like me. I love the diesel grunt. What I don't love is road noise, honking and other unpleasant outside sounds. Meridian doesn't disappoint here also, because its cabin is well damped and cuts off almost all external sounds, making the cabin eerily silent. After crossing Sarchu and Gata loops, the road was completely under construction. It was here that we could experience the suspension setup of Meridian. The frequency selective damping and hydraulic rebound stop assembly in all the four suspensions allowed us to cruise our Jeep at speeds of above 60 km per hour even on these roads without even a hint of jerk or uneasiness inside the cabin. But what happened as a result of this high-speed dirt trail was my Jeep was completely whitewashed. No one could now tell that it's a green Jeep. The tires of my Jeep gave us great service all through, in spite of being highway terrain ones. The tire pressures were maintained all through the journey, except at Taglangla Pass, where the tire pressures in all the four tires dipped due to extreme cold. The tire pressure monitoring system gave us alerts. The pressures normalized as we started descending. Jeep recommends a cold tire pressure of 37 psi for the front ones and 34 psi for the rear ones. Jeep Meridian looked perfect when visualized with the Ladakh terrain in the backdrop. Our Jeep no doubt was having as much fun as we were having. I also tried my Jeep on the slopes of the magnetic hills to see whether the gravity-defying phenomena was real or not. Meridian is a long and wide car, but somehow it is very easy to negotiate in tight corners and navigate through narrow roads. Here, we are navigating through the narrow alleys of Leh city effortlessly. On our way to Khardungla, we realized once again that Meridian isn't short of power. The engine is potent enough to pull this 2-ton SUV effortlessly up the steep gradient. The torque of this diesel engine along with the four-wheel drive system at lower speeds, made the climbs look like a child's play for the Meridian, even at the steep, sharp hairpin bends. Ride on the boulders in Meridian is bumpy at low speeds because in this particular setting the frequency selective dampers don't work and the SUV behaves just like a car with a normal suspension. We were in Nubra and were checking the car parameters. We were pleased to see that the cold tire pressure was still the same as when we started our journey. On our way to Pangong, a pickup truck in front of us got stuck in the loose sand. After several attempts, the truck could finally get away. Next was our turn with the Meridian. Luckily, we didn't have to put our tracks on the loose sand and we passed smoothly. We covered a total distance of 4,787 kilometers round trip from Raipur to Leh and back. Our odometer showed a total driving time of more than 108 hours at the end. The average fuel economy was 13.2 km per liter. On open highways, the mileage was around 17 to 20 km per liter. I checked the tire pressures a day after we had returned home. The cold tire pressures were reduced. The front tires showed a dip of 2 to 3 psi while the rear tires showed a dip of 1 psi. This, in my opinion, is not very significant after a near 5,000 kilometers road trip on one of the most difficult terrains in the world.